I'm Xochitl Mora with the City of McAllen, and welcome to your McAllen Minutes. If you missed the McAllen City Commission meeting of February 26th, don't worry. Here's a brief recap of what was discussed. During Monday's meeting, McAllen City Commissioners were busy with a multitude of items on the agenda, including recognizing some very special issues and milestones in our community. The meeting began with some very special proclamations, kicking off with the McAllen Mayor's Youth Advisory Council, read by Mayor Darling himself. This group of highly motivated high school students from the McAllen and Sherryland school districts is studying about how local government works. Additionally, these students stayed for the entire meeting to learn how a meeting is conducted, as they will be holding their own mock City Commission meeting next month. Next, Commissioner Veronica Whitaker and the women directors of the City of McAllen were joined by some very awe-inspiring female McAllen residents to proclaim March as Women's History Month. The City of McAllen recognized that they boast an equal number of men and women directors and leaders in the community, an anomaly for the Rio Grande Valley and municipal government. This is just the first of many activities that the City of McAllen will host to honor their Women's History celebration. In a related proclamation, Commissioner Omar Quintanilla proclaimed March 8th as International Women's Day to celebrate the social, economic, cultural, and political achievements of women. Finally, in an extremely sweet proclamation, Commissioner Joaquin Zamora proclaimed February 27th as National Pancake Day, which is hosted by the International House of Pancakes as a charity fundraiser for Shriners Hospital, a hospital for sick children. IHOP customers will receive a free stack of pancakes and be asked to make a donation to the Shriners Hospital worthy cause. Under the consent agenda, commissioners approved an interlocal agreement between the City of McAllen and Hidalgo County for a state of Texas active response to Zika 2 bi-national conference later this year. Health and other experts in the fight against Zika and other vector-borne illnesses from both sides of the border will converge upon McAllen to discuss best practices and how to tackle this illness. Additionally, McAllen City Commissioners approved several resolutions authorizing various grant applications, including a grant in the amount of $15,000 with no local match required to the Texas Office of the Governor Fiscal Year 2018 State Homeland Security Program, law enforcement terrorism prevention activities for federal funds to support local preparedness activities, including a communications equipment that will provide interoperability to local, state, and federal agencies that receive Hidalgo County's highest communications traffic from law enforcement agencies who secure the border from terrorist activity. A grant application will be submitted to the Federal Communications Commission in the amount of $12,420 with an estimated 10% local match of $1,380 for the E-Rate grant program that allows schools and public libraries to apply for discounts which fund telecommunication services and technologies for 12 months. 3 grant applications will be submitted to the Texas State Library and Archives Commission Impact Grant Program, which support library programs designed to enhance Texas business and workforce development. The city will seek funding for newspaper advertisements, as well as the printing and binding of instructional materials, including textbooks and student workbooks, to support McAllen Public Library's Get Started with Computer Basics program. The grant request is $6,000 with no local match. Another Texas State Library and Archives Commission Impact Grant will support library-sponsored family and early childhood literacy programs. The city will seek funding for the purchase of backpacks, DVDs, activity kits, storyboards, support materials, and 1 display set to support the expansion of the library's STEM and Storybook Backpack program. The amount requested is $10,000 with no local match required. The Texas State Library and Archives Commission Texas Reads Grant is a funding for public library programs to promote reading and literacy within local communities. The City of McAllen will apply for funding to invite a nationally renowned author to the McAllen Public Library for the 2018 McAllen Book Festival. The grant will fund the author's visit, including speaker fees, as well as travel and lodging expenses. The grant request is for $10,000 with no local match. Finally, 4 other grant applications in the amount of $470,000 with no local match will be submitted to the Texas Office of the Governor for fiscal year 2018 State Homeland Security Program for various equipment for federal funding to support local efforts to prevent terrorism and other catastrophic events and prepare for the threats and hazards that pose the greatest risk to the security of Texas citizens. Under bids and contracts, the McAllen City Commission awarded a purchase contract to Rush Truck Center of Pharr, Texas, for the purchase of a 2019 Peterbilt 337 with Pancake FP5 flameless patch body. Contract will utilize the Buy Board Purchasing Cooperative's contract for a total purchase price of $181,338.17. This vehicle purchase will be utilized to help keep the streets of McAllen smooth and beautiful, as its main job will be pothole patching and street repair. The McAllen City Commission also approved a resolution supporting South Dakota's petition to the Supreme Court of the United States to modify previous holdings restricting states from collecting sales tax from internet retailers. The City of McAllen is very interested in this case being heard, as retail sales tax are extremely important to the local economy. Under the City Manager's report, the Complete Count Committee for the 2020 census appointments were approved, which will include City of McAllen directors as well as key community stakeholders, especially those who can speak Spanish. Finally, Mayor Darling gave a brief recap of his visit with Vice President Mike Pence, who was in town recently to tour the Rio Grande and discuss border security. Landing at the McAllen International Airport, Mayor Darling said Mr. Pence was attentive and very inquisitive. We hope you enjoyed this recap of your McAllen City Commission meeting. Meetings are set for the second and fourth Monday of each month. We also air the entire meeting on the McAllen Cable Network on Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Saturdays. For the City of McAllen, I'm Xochitl Mora.